A few weeks ago, we were lucky enough to get access to the former air raid shelter and air raid command centre situated beneath Shell-Mex House on Ferrens Way in Hull. Now home to Crown House Jobcentre, it was built by the Shell oil companies in the 1920s as offices. It had extensive basements, and so when war broke out in 1939, the council at the time decided Hull needed protecting, and so asked all those buildings with available underground space to hand them over for use as air raid shelters. The basement of Shell-Mex was judged so secure it served a dual purpose, one part to be used as an air raid shelter and another part to be used as an air raid command centre for the city. In this video we're going to explore both. This is Pearson Street in Hull that runs to the side of Shell-Mex House. Here you can see the doors that would have given access to the air raid shelter part of the basement. It was here, on the night of the 31st of March 1941, into the early hours of the 1st of April, a bomb fell that utterly decimated the Shell-Mex building. Because it had an internal steel structure, it survived the blast, and was eventually repurposed into the job centre today. But many people died that night, including a whole family of a mother, father and 2 children, and also policeman PC Ganon, who was running for help. This first video takes us around the part of the basement that was used as the air raid shelter, where most of the people sadly died.
Oh, right, the event. Fantastic, that. Don't want to get that chap on the... Are they going that one? Yeah. This one. This is the only one with no lights, isn't it?
Yeah. See outside for that then, actually. On that book, isn't it? The other room.
Hmm?
The other room you can see for that vent.
Yeah, that's where they are now, right?
No, it's the other part of the building.
Oh, is that the one that we've just been in?
Yeah, must be.
Oh, it's okay. I'll just...
Should go do some questioning. I'll get one on that.
So this is where, on March 31st, Police Constable Robert Garton of the Hull City Police Force was stationed. When the air raid sirens went off, he left via these stairs up onto Pearson Street and Ferrens Way. When the bomb dropped, Police Constable Garton was killed. There's no plaque or memorial in honour of his heroic duty. And the official files show that all they found afterwards was bits of his black leather boots and bits of his navy blue trousers. So he died a hero. And this would have been the shelter where 14 people was killed during that particular raid, all the way down from 7-year-old children all the way up to adults, including the Woods family, and many more.
Yeah. We've been lucky to get access to it.
This was the main entrance to Shell-Mex House, and if you pass through these doors, you find yourself at the steps leading down into the main section of the basement that was used as the air raid command centre for the city. It's a complicated warren of rooms and corridors, and so I've made this plan just to make it a little easier for you to follow us around. We obviously had permission to film the basement. Before I approached the estate offices of the Department of Work and Pensions, they had no idea of the service the basement provided in the war, and so were obviously keen to let us document it for the future. Because the building is still in use as a job centre, the video is a little disjointed and heavily edited to remove anything of internal procedures. The basement up until recently was used purely for storage. These next 4 videos show the main part of the basement, which was used as the city's main air raid command centre from the outbreak of war up until the raid of the 31st of March 1941, when the building was destroyed and the command centre relocated. It would have been a busy place, with runners and messengers, police and wardens, all providing information on the damaged shelters, casualty figures and notifications governing the control of the hundreds of shelters throughout the city. My thanks go to the DWP management who let us explore the basement, and also to my colleagues Nick Moore, whose YouTube channel I'll place down in the description, and Mike Covell, who conducted the main research for this video. Mike is a local historian to Hull, and I'll place his Amazon shop in the description, where you can look at the books he has published. He is also currently working on a book that features the basement of Shell-Mex and the vital role it played in protecting Hull throughout the early years of the Second World War.
Yeah, I do all sorts of schools, colleges, and most of it's
Gonna make you famous, Nick.
Pardon.
all the whole city does is in Beverley, so PC Ganon records are in Beverley. And then loads of fan art, and I took thousands of pictures. And then I was able to build a picture, and I got this is really high in Germany. And I said, it's wonderful, so the German part, no worries, they're there, sending it all in Germany.
You've seen this at the back here with the partition wall.
It's strange what they've done with this piece.
Hmm?
Strange what they've done with this.
This isn't it? I mean, this wall's obviously in situ. I mean, none of this pipework is it? But I mean, of course, it would have had the pipes there, though. I'm just trying to. There's like names and stuff on the cabinets. I'm not trying to cut out. Because this place has got such a ad hoc layout. The video. What are you seeing? Something along in Middlesbrough.
Down and Long and Co Limited, Middlesbrough.
Oh, right.
British Steel.
Yeah. So I'm inclined to believe this is the shelter part of it, with the.
I mean, it's the rent is what we're looking really. Yeah. Well, this is our family story. This was and this is my granddad,
Oh, fantastic.
and this is my great granddad, and this was on Lee Smith Street, which is down Haven Road, and the house,
Ah, okay.
the front half.
That was the way we came down, wasn't it? I've got a film up there. There's a nice original event. Huh. Just about to build that. I think I could do a good plan of it from video. I can't.
Yeah.
From the photos, I can't really do a layout.
What was there? Sound stacked up.
So I'm trying to remember which rooms we've been in and which we haven't.
There's rooms all over.
Yeah, the plan I drew from memory certainly wasn't effective. Ooh, I have to cut that out. There's somebody's name on there. I think this was oh no, this wasn't the sealed entrance, was it?
No.
This is the one. Is this the one that had the bar across it to stop people? I won't go out, but
I'm lost now.
have we been in here?
No, you've not been in there.
I'm a bit lost now. Every room's just as kind of cluttered as the other, so it's hard to try and, one square cluttered room from another. It's a fascinating ad hoc little layout though, isn't it? And of course the layout was Victorian, isn't it? It's not, it was just reused.
Yeah.
Are they inside there?
No.
Okay. I don't want to get anything personal or the chat might have liking around. No, that one's the one that had the bar on it. If you go up there and nobody's looking, I think they've just locked it anyway. Looks at it. voices. Just stop it a minute. So we've got blocked off entrance. I'm told that leads to a toilet and a boiler room.